All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS video covering the next slate here for you guys, the 10-19 slate. It's a 12-game slate. It's a bigger slate. Yesterday was a fun slate. 4 out of the 5 core plays that I gave you did really well, and Al Horford was the biggest bust at 4.9. He was kind of a play in which was tough to pass up on, and although I did think it was kind of too good to be true, that ended up happening. Oh well, I'll take 4 out of 5 very solid core plays. And so in this video, once again, we are going to be giving you the top core plays for this slate as well, the top 5 core plays. For a 12-game slate, there's obviously going to be a lot of players that you can choose from. It was tough to narrow it down. So let me know what you guys think. They should be strong core plays. If I'm missing someone that you guys are really gung-ho about, let me know in the comment section below. But let's get into the core plays for this video. If you guys like it, make sure to like and subscribe. That does help with the channel a lot, which helps me be able to help you guys out. All right, let's go. Core play number 5 for me is going to be Lauri Markkanen. Now, we know the Utah Jazz, they're trying to tank here, okay? He is someone that when he has gotten the minutes throughout his whole career, he has been someone that's been able to produce. We saw that in his last preseason game, had a very strong preseason game, and that's part of the reason why I like him as a play. The preseason suggests that he's going to be a player that they're focusing their team around for this season, okay? He averaged almost 12 shot attempts per game on just 25 minutes throughout the preseason, averaging 19, almost 20 DK points per game. So if we can give him 30 minutes, I think he's going to be a strong play to get to around 30 to 35 DK points. So at 5.3, with multiple position eligibility, he is someone that I like a lot as a play. So Keldon Johnson is also a play that I think is going to be a strong play for the San Antonio Spurs. He is also priced down a decent amount at 5.9 for a guy that seems like he's going to step into the star role for the Spurs. There might not be a star, but for now it does seem like it's going to be Keldon Johnson. Throughout the preseason, he did average 16 shot attempts per game across 2 games, while averaging 20 points scored, 26 minutes, and 25 DK points per game. Okay, if we give him that increase in minutes, about 35 minutes, which is what he was seeing at the tail end of the season last year, he should easily be able to get to his average of 30 DK points per game. He's a player that I'm going out of my way to play, especially at 5.9. That's a super cheap price point. And now this core play, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of struggling with a little bit. Sabonis here. That's just because we have so much great center plays. Porzingis, you could go with Siakam, you could go with Vucevic, you can go for, he's priced down, Valanciunas, Bam Adebayo. Like, there are so many great center plays on the slate that if you disagree with this, I'm perfectly fine with it, but I think Sabonis is the safest. I think he has the highest floor, especially in the matchup with the Kings, or especially with the matchup with the Portland Trailblazers. I think he's going to have a super safe floor, thus he's a play that I like. At 8.1, I think we can almost lock him into 40 DK points, maybe even 50 DK points, depending on how the game goes. He's a play that I like a lot. Now, in that same game, I do love the idea of running back with Jeremy Grant. He is someone that I think is going to step up into a huge role. Throughout the preseason, through 4 games, he was the one player that averaged the most DK points per game, averaging about 23 minutes and 23 DK points per game. Now, the shot attempts were only about 9.5 across those 4 games, but he is someone that we know can be a volume shooter. He is someone that views himself as a star player. And now with Portland, with really only maybe one and a half other players that are true star players, he's going to step into that role that he thinks he should be in. And so Grant at 5.7, I think he is going to be a very strong play, a very strong safe play. Like at 5.7, he doesn't need to do much to have value. And I do see him as a player that's going to be consistently hitting that DK average of around 32 DK points per game. We saw last year he's a guy that on average was around 7 to 6K player. Right now, we can instantly see that we're getting a discounted price point for Grant. And then my last core play on the slate is going to be a guard. Now, there are a ton of great guard plays. Obviously, this is a big slate. Okay, so it is tough to kind of narrow down which one I like the most. And I'm curious as to which one you guys like the most, especially at this price point range. I like Kevin Porter. Okay, I like Cade Cunningham. But I've went with Tyrese Haliburton. Like, he has just been a stud since he's joined the Pacers. And I shouldn't say since he's joined the Pacers because he has always been a stud, but he was highly consistent since he had joined the Pacers. Basically every game was over 40 DK points or around 40 DK points scored. The matchup with the Washington Wizards is not one that I'm particularly worried about. He averaged 37 DK points per game, and at 7.2, that is an extremely cheap price point for a guy that at the tail end of last season was getting up into almost the 10K price point range. I think this is my favorite guard play, and I think thus it's going to be my favorite play on the slate because, well, guys, there weren't a lot of like point guard plays that I love specifically, except for the ones that I named. Okay, so I'm curious as to which ones you guys like the most, but that to me are going to be my top core plays on the slate. All right, and just a current call information thing, I did update the NBA cheat sheet that is up live on the website for you guys. Just a simple cheat sheet that kind of highlights the top plays for each slate and kind of why the projected minutes and whatnot, projected value, that's available as well included in the 9 to 5 membership, which I always say is a golf membership that also has included the NFL DFS cheat sheet as well as the NFL lineup optimizer for DraftKings. That's all included in there. So if you guys want to see that, you can. $10 a month. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.